Okay. Man, I got a lot to talk about. Reason why I haven't been on the camera because I've been taking care of my children, of course, and courting quite a few sisters who claim they want to be a part of my life. I'm going to talk about one in particular because I just blocked her from my Facebook page and I'm pretty much done with her. Now, I've talked to other sisters older on advice about this because I had a very rare opportunity to connect with a sister who was a virgin. At least she claimed to be. I believe her because why shouldn't I? She says she is, she is. But the problem is she's a feminist and she's a man beater in the sense of mental beater, hater. All her life she dealt with men who have failed her, not been in her life, not spoiled her, and put, excuse me, other females that are mixed on a higher pedestal than her. And it came from her father and stuff like that. So with this situation, she has a intense hatred, subconscious hatred toward men of color. Now she's not going to say that. Of course, she's not going to put that out there like that. She's not going to say, well, I hate men. But in everything she do, it's always a man can't be in my life the way he want to be. He has to be in my life the way I want. And these are my rules and regulations of what I want. He cannot ask me to give up my last name, although my last name is the slave name. I'm proud of it because it's my mother's last name and she raised me. Therefore, a man don't have a right to take that last name and give me his. He cannot name my children because if he does, then that'll give me the authoritative power to him, and I can't allow that. Since I had the child in my belly for 9 months, then I get to choose if I want to get shots for the baby, if I want to get a hypodermic needle for myself, and if I want to eat any kind of food, if I want to practice any kind of culture, if I want to do anything in my life, this man don't have a right to say anything. And if this man try to say anything, then I'm not going to tolerate it and I'm not going to put up with it. And when I have the baby, my mother is there for me. The man don't really need to be there. I can allow him if you convince me, but for the most part, my mother there. I be with my mother. When I'm going through pregnancy, I be with my mother. Everything. Basically, this female is ostracizing any possible relationship between her and me to happen. And I'm like, are you aware that I'm an alpha male, and are you aware that I have a culture, a history, and my whole foundation is based on you taking on my last name, you working with me? The other thing is you want me to be with you, but you want to work outside the house, you want to work for some other business other than building business with your own family. You don't consider me really a family. I'm just a temporary sperm donor based on the way you explain things and exaggerate and exacerbate things to the level that it could drive a sane man insane. So she goes on to talk about, she having issues with her body. I do the research, find out that a lot of things going on because they got eugenics in the area she live in. So she got to get out of that and she got to get into an environment that's healthy. I said, come, be my wife. I provide what you need to get here and I help you. Since you have your chastity, that is so important that I really uphold it. Now in my culture, a man can have more than one wife only if his first wife agrees to it and then he goes there and goes forward. But if she don't agree, then he pretty much out of luck, and that's just the way my culture is. And I respect that culture, so I told her that, and it took like 100 times before she got it through her thick head that I was not going to force her into polygyny, although that's one of my foundations in life. But it's also a culture and a respect that I wouldn't force a woman into it to make her miserable in life. So I'm saying, since you're not going to accept polygyny, then of course you will be doing all the things that all the other wives would have did. Like running the business, running the household, working with me on the children, coming up with financial ways of us building together and making money together, listening to me, doing the blueprints, running my nonprofit, on and on and on, blah, 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 blah. In one ear, out the other. She depicts any little thing I say out and go right at me telling me about, what about this, what about that? She went as far and when it's deep and when it's irritating as saying that why would a mother abandon her children, speaking of my children I'm singly raising, and she don't understand the deepness of it. I'm not going to get on the YouTube or Facebook telling you about my ex issues with that. But the point is, we agreed to do what we did, and I'm taking care of the children, and she's living her life the way she wants. And the fact that this woman said, well, I can't believe this woman lets you have the children, the way you wash the child. You know, I went over this before. And she goes on and on and on. Now, understand one important reason why I'm dealing with this kind of stuff. It is so rare to find a woman who has a virginity in place, not overweight, not mentally deranged, not, well, mentally deranged means retardation, not bipolar schizophrenic, which I'm tending to believe she is, because she have dual personalities, obviously, because every time, one minute she loved me more than life itself, when she haven't even been there to meet me, so she don't know what love is. She's emotional, connected, because I'm saying a lot of things that make sense. I told her what I would do for her, but I never had a chance to do it because she never came. I talked about her more than I have ever talked about anybody, and I put forth too much effort on someone who ain't even proved not one thing in the area of working with me. She is in a situation where she won't listen, and she continues to tell me how I won't break her. If you want to fight me because I'm trying to help you break habits that are bad and will not be functionable or acceptable or capable of building a real strong family-oriented relationship, why in the hell are you wasting my time? So it's like she's promising me everything and ain't giving me shit. She's telling me how she feels, but yet she's not following through. She's claiming that she wants to be with me, but under the stipulation that I submit to her, obey her, do what she say, ignore everything, drop my 30 years experience of knowledge, understanding, wisdom, health, and everything out the window, because she's a woman and she has a right to think for herself, and I don't have a right to intervene. Now, although she's saying all this, she doesn't recognize that where she work at, Caucasian man control it. The way she think, Caucasian man control it. School she want to go to, Caucasian man control it. Everything she do in life, Caucasian man control it. But not the man of color. And she will not tolerate the man of color demanding anything from her because, see, she has to be right all the time. So she has been through relationships where she did things she didn't feel comfortable with without losing her virginity. She has done things where she's connected with people that she continued to get disrespected. And she's thinking that she's going to get a man that's going to submit to her coonery and her outdated feminist behavior patterns that is beyond comprehension. There are women who are coming into the fold. They're coming in the fold with their culture, their beauty, they're not color struck, they don't hate themselves, they don't mind being called a dark brown woman without going off the handle. They don't get mad if you look at somebody who's similar to her but she's darker and she has a fit. You know, all the radical behavior patterns, it's like, then why are you dealing with it? Because she's a virgin. That's why. It is so hard to find a virgin, so when I see one, I want to give my all to her because she's supposed to be a worthy person to connect to. But her insecurities and overbearing, contradictive, argumentative behavior pattern counters any sane man to want to deal with her. She put all her thought patterns into, pretty summing up, I want my way. If I don't get my way, I'm going to stomp my feet and put you down and claim you are not intelligent, you don't know everything, this and that. Just always bashing me left and right. So that experience caused me a bit of a stress. I'm not going to lie. People told me, man, you need to back up out of that. You need to leave that alone. I wouldn't recommend that. And they're all right. But I have to have something to tell you about so you can avoid this, my brothers. Females, rule number one, you never tell a man what he can't do. You never tell a man if you want to be with him that you're not going to submit to him, you're not going to take on his last name, anything. You're not going to get a good man. You're going to get a user. He will do what he needs to do and then he's done. And then he'll leave you and make you feel like a fool because you had the audacity to cross him. When a woman finds a man that is on point, she should cherish that time. That's why so many men end up getting with one woman for his sexual desires and get with a woman that he want to love and marry, and he choose her. Now, what goes around comes around. Of course, that's going to happen as well. But the situation is, it should not be like this. I try very hard to encourage women